Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I give you the opportunity to test your comic book grading skills up against actual results from CGC. Today's video is part 12, the final part in our journey, going through my good friend Octavio's submission to CGC. One final time, thank you so much, Octavio, for making these books available to all of us to practice our comic book grading skills. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you who have gone on this journey with me. There's been some highs, there's been some lows, but I definitely know that I have learned a lot in the process. I hope that you have as well. For those of you who are checking out part 12, and this is the first one of my videos that you've ever seen, here's a quick explanation of what we do. First, we take a look at video that I made of the books when they were raw, before they got sent off to CGC. We assess the books for any flaws, any damage, anything that might impact the grade negatively. Then, we give our best guess as to what we think the grade should be. Then we unbox the books back from CGC. We take a look at the actual grades that they received and we compare ours up against them. Hopefully we nailed it and we're expert graders. Generally speaking, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not an expert grader, so I'm wrong a lot. So it's always an opportunity for me to learn. So, and today's video is no exception. So in addition, I just want to mention that the books we're looking at today are some of my favorite books. I'm really excited. They're probably my favorite books in the entirety of Octavio's submission. So I'm really excited to get to share them with you today. But that's it, you know. Hey, and let me just quick side note. This is not the last Tester comic book grading skills video you're going to see from me. I have a lot more to come. I have a full submission of my own that will be coming soon. So make sure you keep an eye out for those. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move forward with the books we're going to be talking about in this video and take a look at them when they were raw. First up, we have the Avengers Annual number 10. The first appearance of Rogue. Keep your eye out on this book. I think this book has a lot of potential in the future. This book, however, in particular, is not in fantastic condition. Definitely has flaws. A little bit more angry there on the corner than I'd like it to be, coming off the stable spine ticks. There's another color-breaking spine tick. So a few other color-breaking spine ticks. One there next to Scarlet Witch's forehead. Yeah, there's a handful of them there. In addition, there are some small, light, color-breaking creases there in that top right corner. And this bottom right corner has several strong color-breaking spine ticks. They aren't gigantic, but they are undeniable. And because there are multiples of them, they all add up, and they will all add up to hurt the grade. The back of this book looks okay. There's definitely some staining, some browning, some tanning there on the edge. Basically almost impossible to hide in this mostly white back cover. And you can see it throughout the entirety of the back of this book. More severe in some places than it is in others. But the accumulation of it, oh yeah, look at all of it there at the top. It's definitely going to hurt this grade. This is an interesting one. I don't know exactly how to quantify it, but my gut tells me to go with an 8.0. Next up, we have the Uncanny X-Men issue number 41. Actually, this is the last issue where the title was still officially just X-Men. Even though the Uncanny was in the title, it didn't officially become the Uncanny X-Men, like officially, until the next issue, 142. Fun fact for you. Back to what we're here to talk about. You can see there are flaws here in this book. They aren't severe, and the miswrap is actually probably helping them a little bit because the white isn't as color-breaking. There's some color-breaking stuff there at the bottom of that end. But the miswrap, and some, similar to the last book, some color-breaking creases there in the corner. But yeah, that white edge, you can see the spine stresses, but whether or not they're color-breaking, I can't tell immediately. So that's kind of helped there. This edge here, that black edge line that you see is a product of the miswrap. It is not going to affect the grade negatively. And in fact, that edge in general looks pretty good. Maybe a little something in the paper right there at the bottom. And maybe a little tanning, yellowing there along the spine in the back.
But all in all, this is a pretty good looking book. I'm going to go with a 9.0. Next up, we have X-Men issue number 4. Now, this one is actually just X-Men in the title. This is the Jim Lee one. This is the first full appearance of Omega Red, and I can tell you already it is not a 9.8. You see there in the corners a little bit of a problem. You see there's a color-breaking spine tick there. Another one right there. Hey, I just got a text message. Hey, everybody. So those color-breaking spine ticks are going to take it out of the 9.8 range. I actually think it might even take it out of the 9.6 range. But let's take a look at the rest of this book. Looks pretty good. I'm not so mad at it. It is also a newsstand copy. People like newsstands. Some people, they like them no matter what the grade is. I will only even consider paying a premium for them if they're in a 9.6 or a 9.8. The back of this book looks really good, really nice. Maybe a little bit of a light crease there in that corner. I hope you saw that. Yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a light crease there in the corner. They'll catch that. The rest of this back looks pretty good. Wow, this is a tough one. I'm thinking this one is a 9.4. Next up, we have the Uncanny X-Men, issue number 221. This time, the Uncanny is officially fully in the title. This is the first full appearance of Mr. Sinister, a character who I fully expect to see in the MCU in the next few years. So this is a good book to have, and this is in really good condition, but not perfect condition. A little bit of a tick coming off of the staple there. There were other ones that I saw. Yeah, there's one right there. You can see it. Maybe a little bit of something coming off of the staple there as well. You can see it better as we turn the corner. So this is not a 9.8. It could be a 9.6. Now you see there's a little bit of like, it almost looks like a crease or it's something weird there, parallel to the edge of the book. I've actually seen that in a lot of X-Men books from this era, so I don't think that that is going to hurt the grade at all. On the back here, let's see, it's a predominantly white cover. Does it have any of that tanning or yellowing or anything? No, but there is something here I wanted to show everybody. Let me see. I don't know. I saw something on the day that I wanted to try to show everybody. I don't see it, though. Let me know down in the comments if you saw what I tried to show us there. But I'm guessing I think that something is there. The rest of this back of the book looks really good. Let's see. Do we see anything in this corner as I get over there? Maybe there's a little bit. It's pressed down a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to go with the 9.4 for this book. And finally, we have the Uncanny X-Men. Yes, officially, the Uncanny X-Men. This was the first issue where it was official. Issue 142, the second part of Days of Future Past. You will see that there are a lot of color-breaking spine ticks on this book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14, 15, 16, maybe. And then that little thing along the top there. So this book definitely has some wear and tear along the spine. A little bit of a scratch right there that's broken color. And some other little bits of color sections missing there as well. I'm guessing right now it's somewhere in the 8s, this book. Somewhere 8, 8.0, 9.0. 8.0, 8.5, 9.0. A little bit of a problem there on the corner. Looks like he got smashed and the fibers are broken. Little bits of problems there. Looks like maybe a tiny little tear. Maybe a little bit of yellowing as well. Tiny little tears all up and down it. Little indentations. I believe that's floxing, I believe. Little dark spots in there. Some of those color-breaking spine ticks from the front are on the back as well. This is, this book has a lot of issues. I'm going to go with an 8.0.
All right, so you've had the opportunity to assess the books that we are going to be looking at today. You've seen them when they were raw, before they went to CGC. You looked at any kind of flaws, any damage, anything that might impact the grade negatively, and you've come up with your best guess for what you think the grade should be. I have done the same, and I have shared that guess with you. Now it's time to take a look at the results from CGC and see how we did. All right. The first book that we are going to be looking at today is Avengers Annual, issue number 10. This book I assessed at an 8.0. Okay, let's go ahead and show you what grade CGC gave it. All right, and now let's see, how'd I do? 8.5. Okay, great. I've said this before a million times in these videos, and I'll say it again. I am very, 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 very happy with being one increment off and having my guess be one increment below what the actual grade from CGC is. I consider that a win. I consider that definitely a W for me. But I also create my own standard and I like to win. So who knows if you disagree, let me know down in the comments. Next we have X-Men 141. Classic, beautiful. I'm an X-Men fan, and this story and this cover, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book to have. I assessed this book at a 9.0. So let's go ahead and show you what CGC gave it. Okay, how'd I do? Did I bullseye? Was I one increment below? What did I do? 8.5. Okay, so I was off by one increment, but in the wrong direction this time. While that stings a little bit and hurts a little bit and is far from ideal, it's still just one increment different. And I can't get too upset about that. The good news is this book doesn't appear to have Newton rings. Oh no, it does, at the top. It's not as egregious as some of the other ones in this box were, but yeah, no, basically everything in this box had Newton rings. It makes you wonder how that happens, but we just push on and return them to CGC when that happens. All right, this is X-Men number 4, yes, with Newton rings. My assessment of this book was a 9.4. So let's go ahead and see what grade CGC gave it. All right. Did I get it right? Was I off by one increment? Was I off by more increments? Got it right. Okay, good. I'm just happy to get it right. So that's really, really great. I guess a 9.4, it got a 9.4. So far, I'm doing pretty good with this set of books. I either got it just perfectly like I did that last one, or I was off by one increment in one direction or another. This next book is, Mr. Sinister. I can't wait to see Mr. Sinister in a live-action MCU movie. It's going to be awesome when that happens. This is a great, great book that I love a lot. X-Men, issue number 221. This is great. So I guessed that this book is a 9.4. So let me go ahead and see how I did. Okay, you see the grade from CGC. Now let me take a look. 9.2. Okay, so once again, I'm a little disappointed because I don't want to overgrade it in the sense of that I guess higher than the actual result from CGC, but I was only off by one increment. So that's not so bad, and that's a great book, even in a 9.2. So that's really, really super. All right. We have the last book from this submission of 45 books. Finally, the journey is almost over. Let's hope I nail it perfectly. This is X-Men 142, that wonderful complement to X-Men 141 that we've already seen. I assessed this book at an 8.0. Let's see how right or wrong I was with this last book in this particular series of Octavio's books from CGC. All right, was it an 8.0? How did I do? Did I do okay? 7.5 and a cracked case. Okay, well, this will definitely be going back to CGC. It's got a nice little cracked case. Oh yeah, it got smashed. It's all smashed through here. It happens. It's actually surprising that it was only one of the books, and it was the one on the end. That's surprising. But that aside, this will go back to CGC. CGC will fix it at their expense. It won't be that big of a deal. And he has plenty of other reasons to send books back with all the Newton rings, so we'll just include this one amongst them. But focusing back on the grade, I was wrong. I was wrong by one increment, but in the wrong direction, but just one increment. So I can't be too upset with myself because it was pretty close, and so that's pretty good there. All right, well, wow, y'all. If you watched all of these videos, please let me know down in the comment that you watched every single one. Also, let me know down in the comments how you did. How did you score? How close were your assessments? How many of the grades did you get right? And if you were wrong, how far off were you? This type of feedback is really very interesting and exciting for me, and I learned from it as well. So I encourage you, please, to put your thoughts down in the comments. As well, hit the like button. It lets people know to watch this content, and I really, 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 really appreciate that. And finally, if you haven't already subscribed, you need to subscribe. I'm going to keep making these videos for a long time because I keep benefiting from them. I hope you're benefiting from them as well. Thank you all so much. And one final time, thanks again to Octavio for making all of these books available to us. It's such a treat and such a pleasure to get to work with his submissions. I really, really appreciate it. And thank all of you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.